1. Resistance creates suffering. You are not suffering because life is unfair or difficult. You are suffering because you resist what life already is. Most of the time, the pain we feel doesn't come from what's happening. It comes from the way we think about what's happening. We spend so much energy wishing things were different, trying to fix people or change situations that are simply beyond our control. We say, "Why me? Why did this happen?" And in doing so, we stay trapped in frustration. When we resist reality, we create tension within ourselves. It's like trying to stop the waves of the ocean with your hands. You only exhaust yourself. The Stoic philosophers understood this deeply. They taught that peace does not come from changing the world. It comes from understanding and guiding our own thoughts. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This isn't just a quote. It's a reminder that acceptance is strength. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop caring or trying to improve. It means you stop fighting what cannot be changed. You begin to work with life instead of against it. When you accept that challenges and uncertainty are natural parts of living, something inside you shifts. You stop expecting life to be perfect and instead, you focus on staying calm within it. This is where real peace begins, not when everything outside becomes easy, but when your mind learns to stay steady through difficulty. You don't need to fix the entire world to find balance. You only need to stop resisting what is. The moment you do that, you create space for clarity, calm, and strength to grow. That's not weakness, it's the beginning of true emotional freedom. Understanding what you can control. One of the most important lessons from Stoic philosophy is understanding the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. The Stoics called this the dichotomy of control. It may sound simple, but it has the power to completely change how we experience life. Every day, we face situations that don't go as planned. People may act unfairly, circumstances may shift, and outcomes may not match our hopes. When we try to control these things, other people's choices, the weather, or the past, we only create frustration. But when we focus on what truly belongs to us, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we begin to find peace. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." These words remind us that calmness and strength come from managing our own responses, not from trying to control the world. When we accept this truth, we start to live with more freedom. Instead of being upset by what we cannot change, we learn to direct our energy toward what we can improve, our patience, understanding, and self-discipline. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice and awareness. Each time something challenges us, we can pause and ask, "Is this within my control?" If the answer is yes, we act wisely. If the answer is no, we let go with understanding. This simple habit protects our peace of mind and builds emotional balance. Understanding what you can control does not mean being passive. It means acting where your effort matters most. When you stop trying to manage the uncontrollable, life feels lighter and clearer. You respond thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. And slowly, you begin to discover that inner calm is not something given to you. It's something you create through clarity and choice. Finding strength. Through awareness, emotions are a natural part of being human. They rise and fall like waves, changing from calm to intense in moments. Many people think they must fight or suppress their emotions to stay strong. But true strength comes from understanding them. The Stoics believe that emotions are not enemies. They are signals that guide us toward awareness. When we learn to observe our feelings instead of reacting to them, we begin to develop real inner stability. Awareness means creating a small pause between what happens and how we respond. For example, when someone says something hurtful, our first instinct might be to get angry or defend ourselves. But if we take a moment to breathe and notice what we feel, we give ourselves the power to choose a calmer response. That small pause is where strength begins. The goal is not to become emotionless. It's to become balanced, to recognize emotions without being controlled by them. Just like the weather, emotions will pass if we don't hold on to them. Joy, sadness, fear, and frustration all have something to teach us about who we are and what matters to us. By paying attention without judgment, we grow wiser and more patient. When we understand our emotions through awareness, we also understand others better. Compassion and calm thinking replace anger and confusion. This kind of self-mastery builds quiet confidence, a strength that doesn't depend on circumstances. The Stoics called it inner harmony. the ability to remain steady no matter what life brings. So next time you feel overwhelmed, pause. Notice what's happening inside you. Name the feeling, breathe, and let it move through you. In that simple act of awareness, you begin to master your emotions, and in doing so, you discover a peaceful kind of strength that stays with you. Peace comes from presence and perspective. Peace is not something we find when everything around us becomes perfect. It is something we create through the way we see and respond to life. The Stoics believed that calmness comes from presence, the ability to stay aware in each moment, and from perspective, the understanding that challenges are a natural part of living. When we stop expecting life to be easy, we begin to handle it with patience and strength. Every day brings moments that test us, difficult people, unexpected problems, or disappointment. But none of these have the power to harm our character unless we allow them to. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning that he would meet people who might be selfish or ungrateful, yet he also reminded himself that their actions were not his responsibility. His peace depended on his own behavior, not on theirs. This mindset can help us all build emotional balance. Being present means paying attention to what is happening now instead of worrying about the past or the future. Perspective means remembering that everything, good or bad, eventually changes. Together, presence and perspective help us stay centered even in uncertain times. When we practice calm observation instead of constant reaction, we start to understand that peace is a skill, not a reward. Each time we choose patience over anger, we strengthen that skill. Each time we let go of what we cannot change, we make room for clarity. In the end, peace is not about controlling life, it's about understanding it. It grows quietly through awareness, acceptance, and thoughtful action. The more we practice this mindset, the more we realize that freedom and happiness are not found outside us. They are built within us moment by moment through presence and perspective.